Hello, my fellow PLO group members. This is Eckesach on PokerStars. I will do the next 45 minutes training video playing PLO50 ring game and try to produce as many interesting spots as I can do and make a little damage to the bankrolls of those guys. Without further ado, let's start the action. So this is my first video I produce in English language. So if I have a little problems here and there, don't blame me, please. Try my best. Okay, easy fold. And not so easy, but it's without closing the action, and this has to be a ridiculously high fish to consider defending my big blind with his suited ace. Easy ISO out of position, and here I also like the fold. This deck size, I don't see any other possibility as to pot it and hope for the best. What does he have? Here on this board against a button opener, I would continuation bet this board. Reasoning is his the major part of his steel range has lots of uncoordinated cards, and so I try to c-bet those coordinated boards and high card boards, because I guess there I have an range advantage. So ugly are the low boards and the disconnected boards where those guys hit two pair or this this hands with a lot of low rundowns, for example. Okay, I have made heads-up display for micro stakes. I produce a video series about beating micro stakes PLO for a German YouTube channel, and I use this heads-up display also for this PLO training video. I guess I can put it in against this maniac. Don't want to call and be in a bad relative position, so just stick it in, and I feel committed on even on this board. I feel committed against his range. No luck. Yeah, okay. I don't know, I made some poker juice analysis in these spots where I 4-bet kings and I managed to face an ace-high board, and I was doing quite well with this ultra-low SPR. So against aces, can't do anything. Oh, he has double pair hand. Okay. So, and with an SPR of, let's say, what was it, 0.5, I have to assume I have worse than, I don't know, 24% equity to consider folding. And against the maniac, I can't see me folding there. But let's, it's open to discuss, of course. So very loose, and maniac post flop. Maybe this guy, I label him first as loose aggressive and see if I get a better read on his post flop tendencies. I have made a color coding system for stars, and I'm happy with it. So feel free to comment. Okay, now. So I guess 4tabling is quite okay for this video. Tables seem pretty soft on this time of the day. It's German time, what is it, 12:43. Easy open raise from the small blind. Have no reads on this guy, but the hand has too much playability. And versus this guy and a possible fish in the big blind, I would lean towards flatting. Yeah, not. I mean, it's okay with my backdoor flush draws, but out of position, it's not so much fun against this guy. He raising this loose passive player has to have a hand, and on this board he can have many draws and mate hands far stronger than mine. And realizing backdoor equity is out of position not so easy. Okay, here I don't know what I shall make with this min dunk bet. Guess calling is fine. Raising is also fine, but raising and then facing the 3-bet slammed in my face would hurt quite a bit. So I try to spike my queen or my jack and be happy to continue on the turn. Guess this is a regular. And here, yeah, I think folding is an option, but flatting is also fine. This guy has a dark blue frame, and this means I have made an auto rate rule that he is really an anti-bluffer on the river. So against guys who play the river very straightforward, I think it's better to flat call a wider range. And on this board, he's check folding quite a bit and not c-betting too much. So floating is for me a great option if this guy has a high c-betting frequencies and shuts down on the turn. But with a low c-betting frequency, I guess it's fair to fold this. So consider this guy recreational player first. It can change, of course, but showing this iPad badge as long as the 2 silver stars and something like a fishy name, it's safe to assume that he's not the best reg in this player pool. So my method is I label the players with few hands into these 4 basic groups, and if I get a better read and more hands, then I change them in these more specific groups. You can see goes to there, and huge whale is the biggest fish you can ever imagine, stacking off with bottom pair in a single race pot and stuff like that. There were 2 or 3 in the player pool, but haven't seen them since days. Nothing to do about this. Nice hand on the button here, tail 1. And this guy has a high steal percentage, 35% from cutoff. So just make a 3-bet to isolate, to blow the pot, to attack the weaker range. This guy definitely has. And here I can basically flush mine. 3-betting this hand would do no good, I assume. I will shut off, maybe I would shut off the weaker player. And if I did not manage to spike a flush draw, this hand has not that great of a value. So it's fairly clear for me, at least, that this is a hand which performs better in a multi-way pot. Okay, top pair, open-ender on a white heavy board against 4 guys. This can be a lot of trouble donking, so I better keep the ball low and see what the guys do. Okay, I'm eager to play a pot with this guy, and it could be better to isolate him, because it seems that he's more the fit or fold kind of fish. But I guess it's also okay to limp behind and see a multi-way pot. And here I'm not that sure if I should. I mean, I can call, but it's definitely not that good of a spot, because I have only 6 nut outs. It's not so great. And here the jack is a terrible card. He can have a lot of top pair plus draws. Spike trips now. Maybe I was the whole way behind. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Played it very passively. And here I lean towards bet folding. He has a fold to c-bet 53%. So I can assume that he's not check raising ultra light against me on this board. But he has tons of straight draws and flush draws. And I better check this. And now I beat only, I don't know, a missed a straight draw. Okay, here's the missed straight draw. Betting the 7 for value against this guy. I don't know if he's really that fit or fold player. Even then, I would not consider to check behind, as he can have tons of straight and flush draws, and I have to protect my hand. So, guess it's okay to call him a very loose preflop and tight post flop, because I saw him kinda underplaying his ace-jack hand. He's not folding too many hands. I know against 3 guys I would not c-bet this. Maybe against 2 guys who are folding to c-bet very often, making a small bet. And here hitting a set can produce some trouble spots, but let's face them. Here we go. And I don't know. I guess checking is okay. If I lead this board, it seems too strong. So this guy can have aces, but he can have also ace-high rundowns. Let's see if I can manage to get a better read on his range. Okay, he can not have aces anymore. Kings I would also discount. So he can have 2 pair and give me some action. Yeah. Oh, pot controlling with a top 2 and a flush draw. Just make a little note what this guy is doing, and if this guy leads or bets the turn, I would not appeal here too light, so passive as he is. Limping and trying to hit a 10. And here, oh, not so. I don't know, what is it? Like an SPR of 2 and 2.3 or so. I guess I'm getting it in. Is okay. I mean, it's not a fist pump getting in, but can't see me doing anything different. calling a bet and folding on the turn is also interesting. Maybe he had something like bear top pair, something like a middle pair plus gut shot, trying to spike it. So let's control the tables. Guess I will change this table because I do manage to have position on these tighter ones, and the maniac and the fish is on my direct left. This is not good. Should be other way around. So I put it directly on this table. And okay, just to label this guy is not so easy. Guess we can make him a tight, aggressive, basic player and go from there. Oh, and I haven't explained the heads-up display. It's my bad. I thought it was self-explanatory. Yeah, I hope this is right English. It's name, fold, preflop, raise hands, 3-bet preflop, steal, fold to steal, aggression factor and aggression percentage, pass flop, c-bet, fold to c-bet, check fold on the flop, so skip c-bet and check fold flop. Then river bet percentage, fold to river bet percentage, went to showdown, won to showdown, and one went soft flop. I guess I won't. I'm not so sure about check calling or donking against this guy. He has definitely more threes in his range, but on this paired board, it's safe to assume that he has not hit anything great part of the time. So managing to donk bet this flop will give me the opportunity to knock this player out and have this guy in position on turn and river. Now I guess I can just value bet. Value betting on double paired board is with a nut flush is pretty fun. That's why I play PLO and not Hold'em anymore. And this is the very best flop for my hand, given the situation, and I will not play it slow. Just pedal to the metal, try to get as many from those freaking chips in the middle as I can before the board gets too ugly. So hope he has not kings with the flush draw. safe card, and putting in the rest is pretty obvious. Yay. Yeah, okay. And I mean, losing his whole stack in a limp pot with bottom set is kinda bad. Guess he can find a fold on the turn. And against this player, I guess it's pretty safe to assume we can 3-bet a wide range, because he's so predictable, and his one-man soft flop together with his low aggression frequency on the river makes playing a lot of not so coordinated hands good with high equity, like okay kings, bad aces, and some rundown stuff. Okay. How long the video is? I don't know if this is an open. With a somewhat tight button player, I guess I can get away with opening in the middle position wider. This is a fold for me. At least with 2 loose players, looser ones. Guess I can label them, this player as maybe tight aggressive, I don't know. Maybe loose aggressive. Here, I'm not so sure if this is even a defense. I'm very unsure. It's I thought about the defending the small blind only with 3-bet or fold, like in Hold'em. Maybe we can discuss it. C-bet's not too high, 44%. One-man soft flop is pretty high. Maybe this is not the best villain to defend the small blind with too many hands. And here, guess I can just c-bet it. I have top pair, I have all those, I have 2 jacks, which blocks very many of the wrap combinations. He's not c-betting too much. Let's check his steal frequency from cutoff. Not much either. So I guess I can check call the flop, and if he checks back, I can just start a barrel. And he foots the river but quite a bit. Yeah, I'll just try to get him off some hands like better pair plus missed flush draw or missed straight draw. Full house is top of his range. And here, okay, just, yeah, he's so tight. Guess calling is fine, and try to spike flush or straight. And if he pots, I can see me folding. It's okay. I don't have the equity to call. It's fair to assume. In hindsight, you can find arguments for checking behind on this flop, but I guess with a flush and a rep, you can call every check raise and go from there in position. So it can't be too bad. These aces I don't like to squeeze and bloating the pot. And here I like donk betting. Because it brings this Lumifin guy in a position where he has to play very honest on this flop, and I can put a lot of pressure sandwiching him. And this guy, yes, it's a terrible card. Can have a lot of two pair and possible straights out there. So I guess I can check, and his river bet percentage of 7% gives me a lot of time free showdown, and I don't want to bet, and I don't see him folding any better hand. Okay, so what did he have? Okay, he made a straight. Played it passively. So I guess it's a good argument to donk betting the flop to shut the guy who has position on me out of the hand, and to manage the pot heads up. Whether this is a very how could I versus hands with low equity, because this guy is so loose and likes to peel a lot of flops. And now I guess I can just put it in. Yeah. I'm priced in, hope. Yeah. Flipping and winning. Nice. Okay, bear top two, bear bottom two. And now we are deep against the giants. Could be fun, could be cruel. Maybe we can manage to make a little damage to him in the next 15 minutes or so. So starting to loosen my open raising range is, I guess, a good adaptation to this new situation. And with my blocker against a passive guy, I can bet, I guess. He's check called very fast. I guess I check behind and go from there. Take the showdown. Don't see him folding any better hands, and I want to realize my equity. And could be a mistake, I don't know. Maybe maybe I could bet the turn and put a lot of pressure on his range. But facing a check raise on the turn would be very, very disappointing. So I like to defend it. And this hand is too bad to donk and isolate against this guy. Just bare 9 high flush draw. Would do me any good to go to war with this hand. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, this could be a little bit too loose. And here, just bare aces. Double gutter gives me at least some equity, but against 4 guys with 2 flush draws out there, it's more like a gut shot. And the jacks for the set outs are most of the time not good either. Okay, 52-10 and very high fold to c-bet. This is more very loose preflop, tight postflop. Here hitting this set would be pretty fun. Yeah. So I have too many opponents, but I also block some of the hands which are good to continue, like nut flush draw, V8. I block some rep hands. So I'm curious to see with what hands they could call and continue. Wow. Okay. At least one of this guy could have a flush, and I'm not ready yet to. I mean, I could bet again and try to use my hand as a semi bluff. I don't know if I can get this guy ever to fold a hand. Tough spot. I don't want to give up this, so if I check and face a bet, it's very ugly. So I guess I use my blocker to stay aggressive and transform my hand into a semi bluff. It's not so uninteresting. Maybe it's pretty standard, I don't know. You guys can tell me. And I have no idea what was going on in this hand. Managed to totally be unaware. So raising would be fine. I guess I can call. This river bet percentage is quite high. This bet was kind of small. So this guy likes to fold on to steals. So I can widen my my steal range from the small blind, and here try to flush mine. This guy is so tight, I don't see me doing any good to myself in 3-betting this or squeezing. Now on this flop, I could check behind, I could take a step. I can go either way. Let's try light 4-bet, light 3-bet. This guy, I don't know if it's the best spot. The hand is definitely okay for it. This guy has full to c-bet, which is also okay. So now we fix a little decision. Yeah, let's gamble. Try to hit the miracle flop. This is not the case. How could I manage to miss the flop such a way? It's a shame. I have to work on my hitting skills in those big pots. Ah, 2 times aces. What did he do? Just flat, or what was it? Just curious. Oh, why did he flat? Such a good spot to make a squeeze with his hand. I don't see any reason to disguise his hand in this spot. Pot is way too big. Don't know what he was doing. This river bet is so damn high. But my hand. Don't know if this is a good bluff catcher. Let's check it out. Okay, he had the straight. Yeah, it's not so easy to see a hand which is worse than mine in this spot. Maybe he has some Broadway reps or so. Yeah, it's maybe to see the river bet percentage in isolation is not enough for me to consider calling there. So just go on the waiting list. Try to catch in your table for the last few minutes. Yeah. I don't really know if this is a good idea. I block nothing. You could check behind with Jack 10. Worst overpair and 2 backdoors. Okay, guess I can make it like $10 and commit against. Really don't see. I guess I can bet fold it. This is a dry board, and both players are quite honest in their behavior. So bet folding would do me better than just bet calling. There are some very aggro guys I would consider bet calling, because on those low boards there aren't a ton of hands with lots of equity and hitting hard. So like an overpair with 2 backdoor flush draws is quite okay. I mean, good regulars, aggressive regulars tend to attack those boards, and because many regulars try to bet fold with their overpairs. So I guess it's fair to have the strategy to bet fold against weakish kind of guys and fit or folder, and to bet call against very aggro player. So this is 19-2. One of the very few tight passive guys I used to see at the tables. This is the color I use maybe the most on micro stakes, no limit hold'em full ring cash game, and this is the color I use the least at PLO 50 and above. I don't know if I use this color with a higher frequency than my huge whale. So there are as many huge whales as type passive guys. A little bit exaggerated, but not too far from the truth. So, guess we can wrap it up. So, okay, let's call it a video and finish. Guys should have time to see through. Stop and close. There were definitely some spots where I was not sure what to do, and that's good. Good for trading, good for discussion. Some interesting hands, some big pots. So just filter for the session. See how am I doing. 24-14 is quite normal for me. 3 3-bet percentage 10 is quite high. When to showdown, when to showdown. I guess it's okay. And aggression frequencies on the higher side. Bet river percentage is normally around 25 for me. And 1-1 soft flop is a little bit lower than usual, but in one session everything can go either way. Okay, this was one of the very few winning sessions on stars in the last days. Maybe the doom switch is ended. But okay, session is not over yet. So, okay. Then I hope you enjoyed it. And feel free to comment. I will put it in my YouTube channel, and from there you can see it and watch it and make some notes. Okay, see you. Bye.